Tensions boiled over on Capitol Hill yesterday, first with ex-Speaker Kevin McCarthy's alleged kidney shot at Congressman Tim Burchett, and then a Senate hearing came to the brink of breaking out into Fight Club. First rule is you can't talk about it after Oklahoma Senator Markwayne Mullin challenged Teamsters President Sean O'Brien, saying, "Wanna go?" We actually have the clip. Let's watch.
Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud. Always has been. Always will be. Quit the tough guy act in these Senate hearings. You know where to find me. Any place, anytime, cowboy. Sir, this is a time, this is a place. If you want to run your mouth, we can be two consenting adults. We can finish it here.
Okay, that's fine. Perfect.
You want to do it now?
I'd love to do it right now.
Well, stand your butt up then.
You stand your butt up.
Oh, hold on.
Big guy.
Oh, stop it.
Is that your solution every
Hold it. No, sit down. Sit down.
Okay.
You know, you're a United States Senator. Sit down.
Active.
Oh, okay.
Sit down, please.
All right.
Can I respond? Mr.
Hold
Chairman?
it. Hold it. If we can, no,
This is
I have
what
the
he
mic.
said.
I'm sorry.
This is
Hold
what
it.
he said.
You'll have your time.
Okay.
Can I respond?
Oh, no, you can't. This is a hearing. And God knows the American people have enough of contempt for Congress. Let's not
I don't
make
like
it worse.
thugs and bullies.
You have,
And that's
you
the-
have
I don't
the
like
mic.
you because you
Hold
just
it.
described yourself.
Hold it. You have the mic.
Yeah.
You have time.
All right.
Make your statement.
Then let's do this, because I did challenge you and I accepted your challenge, and you went quiet.
No, I didn't go quiet.
Hold on.
No,
You challenged me to a cage match,
No,
acting like a
sir.
12-year-old schoolyard bully.
Excuse
Sir,
me.
hold on.
Hold it. No, excuse me. I have the
I
mic.
will say exactly.
Senator
what
Mullin,
you said.
I have the mic. You have questions on any economic issues, anything that said, go for it. We're not here to talk about physical abuse.
You brought.
We're not
him
talking
in.
about, of course I
And
did.
let me show you his hearing, because I want to expose this thug to who he is. And
If you don't point to me, that's disrespectful.
All right.
I don't care about respecting you at all. I
don't
respect people
respect
that
you at all.
respect. So
All right, hold it.
let me
Hold it. No.
You're one of
No,
100 of the most
Hold
elite
it,
people.
please.
Act it.
Please. All right. This is excuse me.
Mm-hmm.
This is a hearing to discuss economic issues. All right. If you have questions for Mr. O'Brien or anybody else on what he has said, go for it. But we're not here to talk about fights.
All right. So the two incidents that left some on Capitol Hill aghast, obviously this one and the issue with Kevin McCarthy. But with tensions high before shutdown, some were not surprised. Per the Hill, Senator Kevin Cramer blamed mixed personalities, saying, quote, "When Bernie Sanders is the guy trying to bring order to chaos, you know things are chaotic because, quite honestly, he's usually the entertainer and not the referee." Not sure what that's all about, but
I think he means he usually, in those hearings, he does.
is beating people up?
No, but he's doing his dramatic, speech giving, his exciting speech giving. Senator Sanders, I don't think would ever do anything as embarrassing in terms of like starting a fight with people. Neither of those two individuals came off particularly well. Obviously, it was an absurd, idiotic escalation for that senator to go down that road. It sounds like he was responding to some kind of fight me comment that the guest had made, and then the guest was.
But even before the Twitter interaction, the last time they were together in a hearing, there had been, now as they were talking, I was reminded of this, there had been an exchange about whether or not Mullin was in fact a small business owner, kind of impugning each other's working class bona fides, as it were. And so after this exchange, Mullin, who, by the way, is or was an MMA fighter, which adds some color to perhaps why he was so eager and unafraid to get into a hand-to-hand combat scenario. He said, as everybody knows who was here the last time, him and I had a kind of back and forth. Mullin said, well, O'Brien is heard laughing. The last time O'Brien testified before the Senate Health Committee and spoke with Mullin, the interaction culminated in another viral video in which Mullin told O'Brien to shut your mouth, and Bryan said he was not afraid of physical confrontation. So this has been an ongoing spat between these two. What is going on in Congress?
I don't know. People, some people, I think, imagine that they seem cool and tough and badass when they say, let's fight. But it just kind of always, from the spectator, it just kind of seems embarrassing and
You're
cringe,
a grown man.
Yeah. But look, if they want to fight, nothing's stopping them. Go out back on the on the steps of Congress or outside. Make sure nobody mistakes you for doing a January 6th or something, and go ahead, beat each other up. I don't care. So
Mullin was accused of this is the tweet in question. Greedy CEO who pretends like he's self-made. He says, and then in response to that, Mullin says, "Sir, I wish you were in the truck with me when I was building my plumbing company myself and my wife was running the office, because I should remember working pretty hard on long hours. Pretends like he's self-made. What a clown. Fraud always has been, always will be." So this is really
seems like a pretty personal feud that they got. I don't know.
Yeah, I
like, obviously the senator is a Republican figure, and Sean O'Brien is the head of a labor union, which is more Democratic leaning. But but of course, many union rank and file are conservative in many ways. I just looked at Sean O'Brien's Twitter feed, and like his most recent picture is him posing with J.D. Vance. So I don't. This seems maybe actually not particularly political, but just the personal feud between the two. Anyway, it's totally inappropriate for Congress. And you know what? Fine, do it. Go fight somewhere. I don't care.
Yeah, I do think.
Don't involve the rest of us.
I do think the frustration, perhaps from a labor perspective, is that you're right. Republicans often do adopt a kind of messaging that says that we're the real representative of the working class because we share certain cultural values. We watch the same TV shows. We all like M&A, those kinds of things. But
we
from
appreciate
a labor
violence.
Well, I won't say that about them. But from a labor perspective, if you were also voting for policies that make it more difficult for the NLRB to protect the rights of workers, or for them to go on strike, or for the people to join unions, if you're advocating right-to-work laws that make it difficult for people to unionize in the first place, if you were supporting and taking money from industries and corporations that in fact have a long history and track record of doing illegal union busting activity, then I think there is some kind of personal frustration with the idea that one would kind of present themselves as a working class hero by doing everything behind the scenes to act otherwise.
Right. I mean, we've talked about this before, but we're in the midst of something of a transformation in the Republican Party to being more culturally friendly, despite what we just saw there, culturally friendly to the kinds of to working class and union people, but also the Republican Party, with its long history of investment in what is called economic freedom policies, the ones you don't like and just vote against.
Yeah.
Well, we would describe them as giving people a choice for whether they want to be in a union or not.
Freedom for bosses to exploit their workers. Yeah, it's a kind of freedom.
Right to work is allowing people a choice or not whether they want to be in a union. That's literally what it is. Of course, the unions don't want that. They want them to be forced to be part of the union and pay their dues to the union, even for political agendas they don't support.
So as you're saying, they want to restrict the rights of unions and people who are unions.
No, I'm saying I want to expand the rights of people to not pay into a union if they don't want to and they don't support its political goals.
All right. If you think that the world is not a zero-sum game and that people are abstractly living in little libertarian bubbles where the actions of one party don't affect the other party, I guess that makes sense. But the reality is that unions are fighting right-to-work states because they know it imperils their ability to unionize. And what we've seen over the last 40 years of Republican successes in that realm.
It imperils their ability to give to Democratic political figures.
What we've seen over the last 40 years of Republican successes in that realm is that there has been a decline in union membership and at the same time a massive drop in overall wages that have not kept up with inflation, and the gap between CEO pay and worker pay has gone from 30 to 1.
When you give people freedom, some of them don't want to join a union. How about that?
So as I was saying, I'm going to restart this sentence at the beginning. What we've seen as Republicans have become more and more successful in actually passing right-to-work laws and making it more difficult for people to unionize is that we've gone from seeing the ratio between CEO and worker pay from going from 30 to 1 during the halcyon era of the mid-century that everybody says this is when life was good, this is when we had a chicken in every pot, this is when I could afford a house, to now being upwards of 300, I think it's closer to 400 plus to 1. And that is a direct consequence of workers having less power in the system to advocate for higher wages. So here we are. And I think the other point I just wanted to make is that it does seem like a parallel to the identity politics that Democrats do, where they performatively will say that they care about people of color and all of these marginalized communities, and they will say we have cultural similarities in these regards, while again not pursuing policies that actually enter to the benefit of working people. There's a different kind of cultural cosplay happening on the right, and I do wonder if that's at the core of some of these disagreements.
All right, more Rising right after this.